looks nice and pretty. Now, NBA playoffs. The Kings have been eliminated. The Warriors have been eliminated. Over in the East, who else got eliminated?
Chicago and
Hawks.
Yeah,
Atlanta.
The Hawks were eliminated.
So now we have the Miami Heat, probably without Jimmy Butler, and Boston.
Yeah, the Heat will be without Butler.
Philadelphia 76ers and the Knicks, Indiana Pacers and the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Orlando Magic and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Terry, Boston, any problems with Miami in round one?
No.
That might be sweep.
Tom.
Yeah. No.
Now, this is an interesting matchup with some up-and-coming youthful teams that may be the future of the Eastern Conference. I've given you credit the last couple of years. You guys have drafted like I wish the Hornets would have drafted, so you got a pretty deep young roster. Now, whether they can get up there over the hump with Giannis and the Celtics, I don't know. But the Magic with Banchero, if y'all remember that, Terry, me and you sit there and said, why would you pick anybody else other than him?
Yeah.
He was a stud, I thought, from the beginning. They're in the 5 seed. Now, Tom, you got to have to deal with him and the rest of the young guns. You got Cole Anthony and the guys. So, how do you feel about this matchup? 4-5 seed, you guys got the home court.
I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be back and forth. This one's definitely going to go 6 or 7 games. I like our chances. I think we learned our lesson last year when we laid an egg against the Knicks. But we're healthy, got Mitchell back. Hopefully we're able to pull this one out. But I tell you, it's going to be tough. You're right. They got a lot of young studs in Orlando. They're an up-and-coming team. And I'm glad the playoffs are here because I'm tired of hearing the Donovan Mitchell contract every single day drama. It's like, can we just play basketball, worry about that when the season's over? So, game 1 today, a 1 p.m. game. I guess the first round because everybody's playing. They like to do it all day long, but that's an unusual time. Saturday, and then they don't play. I mean, they play. They take a day off. They play. They take 2 days off. 2 weeks. 2 weeks to play the whole
2
thing.
weeks to play this first
Yeah,
round.
Sunday, May 5th, if it goes the whole way.
What the crap?
It's awful.
It's just
I don't
weird.
like it.
It wasn't like that all
No,
the time. It used to be
not.
you played back to back, right?
Hey,
You played back to back.
Yeah, and when you first in the first round, you were like 3 and done. Remember that?
Yeah.
I remember the Hornets getting in and getting knocked out real quick because it was a best of 5. So I don't know. I will agree with you, Tom. I think it's going to go at least 6. Probably it could go 7. But I think you guys got the better overall team. I think y'all win.
Yeah,
I think y'all win the series.
I hope so.
I'm picking them to win the series.
We'll see. I think it's gonna be a fight. It's definitely gonna be a fight. Like I said, 2 up and coming teams. I mean, I don't think either one of these teams has enough to win the East. But you definitely want to advance through this and get some deeper playoff experience.
The funny thing about the East is, and I'm just not saying, because I know Terry loves the Boston, but from after 1, anybody can. You know what I'm saying? Like after that one team, 2 through 8, I think they're pretty even.
But neither one of these teams want to win. I mean, all you got to do is look at them. Cleveland against Orlando, and then they knowing if whoever,
all you got to do is look at them. That's all you got to do, Zach. All you got to do is look at them, and you could just tell them because that is such a profound statement. I know why you're employed here. It's because of your infinite wisdom. All you got to do is look at them, and you.
He's our Barkley.
I mean, it's just.
my goodness. You look at because
man, it's just dumb. You just say dumb.
He's the round mound of West
dumb.
Lincoln bound.
Tom, think of it. Think of it as a plus. Neither one of y'all want to win because you know Boston's next. So why do you want to win? So I won 1 round. I get to go to play Boston next.
You never know what's going to happen.
I do.
The only way you can't win is if you're not there. What if somebody gets hurt? What if Tatum goes down? You ever think about that, Terry? You ever think about
we're
that?
still good.
Because to think about that, you'd have to be able to do something. Think, which you don't always do.
We're still good. We're still good.
You gotta tell me
Cleveland to win, so we got 2 weeks of this.
Yeah, please. And I said I think Cleveland will win this year. I think it'll take 7.
What's
though.
funny is that they've got each other in the playoffs. They're first and second in baseball. It's the only thing they can do is just sit there and argue about those 2 things.
I mean, it takes Mitchum the whole year to come back, and he finally gets back. And
his name's Mitchell,
Jonathan
not
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Okay, Mitchum's is a restaurant. Mitchell is the guy's name.
Most
okay?
people don't even know anybody from Cleveland. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, let's make some quick picks.
Is it?
Yeah, this is Boston.
Well,
Isn't Mitchum a deodorant?
I'm not sure.
It is. Yeah.
Chip.
Probably
Celt-
lasts for 72
Celtics
hours.
or Heat, Chip?
Oh, Boston.
Tom?
Boston.
Zach?
Boston.
I'll go Boston.
I'll pick Boston.
I know. Knicks,
Terry, do we need to?
Knicks
one's
and
interesting. This one's interesting.
76ers. Chip, 2 versus 7.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm gonna go with the Stephen A. Smith on this. I'm gonna choose the Knicks on the win.
Zach?
I don't trust the Knicks. I'm going with the 76ers.
I'm going with the 76ers because without Randall, I don't think they can beat them.
Yeah.
Randall's not playing,
Whoa.
and they got Embiid. I believe I would go with the Knicks as well. Tommy?
Knicks.
I mean, not Knicks, 76ers.
Yeah,
sorry.
76.
Said that
I was
wrong.
wondering.
I
I
think
thought-
that
So what,
everybody's pulling
stared
against.
right at the
Everybody's
logo.
pulling
Said
against.
it.
Let me
Knicks.
back up here,
Nobody-
Terry. So
nobody thinks the Knicks can win this series.
Not
That's
with
why they're winning.
without Randall?
Randall has been ruled out.
Oh, he's out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Shoulder injury.
Randall's season ends due to shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay. My apologies. Then I will edit mine.
Is
I'll swing mine over to the 76ers.
Is it too late to change my pick?
Did you see Embiid flop on the free throw the other night, Tom?
No.
He shot a free throw and missed it, and he fell down on his knees.
That's his second
And they were
flop.
like, he flopped on the free throw.
He tripped over somebody in the middle of the game, and I'm just like, dude, like, because what y'all always say about him falling in weirdest places. I'm like, what are you doing?
And he goes down in slow motion every time.
It's like
Yeah.
I think a feather could knock him over.
Like somebody needs to go through and add the highlight of Tree like falling over every time.
All right, I'll go with the 76ers.
Oh no, the Knicks are definitely winning now because everybody picked.
Well,
them.
Brunson guys average 40.
He's gonna have do it just to win one game or
Yeah.
2 games. Like he
yeah,
can't
I don't think.
He's gonna do it 7 games. I mean, you know what I mean? Bucks and 76ers.
This
I mean,
is a
not
biggie.
golly, Bucks and Pacers.
Yeah, this is a biggie.
Yeah, this is a curious
Yeah.
matchup without Giannis.
Yeah, if he does not play,
I don't think they can win if he does.
the
play.
Bucks is
Oh,
in
really?
I don't.
Huh.
They're only like one game separating these two teams.
So what's Giannis's deal?
He has a strained calf.
Guess
I
I
believe it
click-
is
click-
strained calf.
They're preparing to be without MVP for the start of the first round series, but
But now they do have
Larry
Middleton,
returned.
yeah, and everybody else
he'll
that
be
can
back.
play.
He'll be back Tuesday. It says, so he'll miss
I think they had a
One
much better
game,
team
maybe
last
2. I'm
year.
not sure on the
Yeah.
schedule.
I thought they had a much better team last year. I don't think Lillard was a good acquisition for them.
All right, so Chip, who you got?
Outside of game one, I think playoff Dame and Giannis show up. I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Tommy,
If Giannis plays, the Bucks.
Terry?
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bucks on account of Giannis is going to come back, but you be careful here.
You remember last year they went out in the first
Yeah,
round.
That's what I'm saying. Be
They're
careful.
going out again.
first 2 games are at home. Lillard can get 40 or 50 at home without Giannis. I think they'll hold on and go ahead. Zach,
They got knocked out last year. I'm going to get knocked out again this year. Indiana.
I'll go Bucks in this one. All right, Cleveland Cavaliers and the Orlando Magic today at 1 o'clock ESPN.
I don't even know why they're playing.
Chip,
Sorry, I'm getting over Terry's comment.
It's just, it's just hard to deal with every week. Cleveland, I'm going to pick Cleveland.
Chip, who you got?
Sorry, Tom, I'm going with the Magic.
I'm going with Orlando, too.
I'm going with Cleveland.
I think Cleveland's got more talent and a better roster. I'm going to go with them
Deeper.
in this one, but I am way scared of
Paolo Banchero?
Well,
And Cole
Cole
Anthony.
You got to have 2 guys that can get 50 added
Both of them
together,
can.
and Anthony ain't afraid to shoot if Banchero's having a
Yeah.
bad night. So they're going to be a tough out, is what I'm going to say, Tom. You got a tough out here.
I'm not. It ain't going to be easy. It's going to be 6 or 7 games. I guarantee you that.
It's their first time doing it, so it's not. I don't know if they can just come through and just.
It'd be like
beat you
Cleveland
guys.
last
Well,
year, right? Cleveland won.
If the
Last year.
deodorant can play, they'll be all right.
72 hours.
Spelling with Terry.
Oklahoma City Thunder get the 1 seed is it because of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander return, or is it because of rookie sensation Chet Holmgren? Terry,
Ooh, this here, no, I can't. Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no Zion.
I was about to say, is Zion out?
Yeah.
He is out.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
For the year?
2 to 3 weeks, I think is what they're calling it.
Yeah. I mean,
Oklahoma City. 100%.
Pelicans are tough. Are probably one of if not the toughest teams to match up man to man down through the starting lineup because of Zion and Brandon Ingram and C.J. McCollum. But without Zion, and this is the number 1 seed, and these guys are pretty good, and they take it pretty serious. I got the Thunder winning this one.
Yeah, same here.
Nuggets.
Oh, this is easy.
And the free throw champions of the world, the Lakers. I got a free throw discrepancy chart.
Yeah,
you
I
guys
saw
love.
Yeah, it's coming.
I
It's
saw
coming.
that, yeah.
Denver.
Please, Denver. Yes, please.
Yeah, Denver.
Yep, Denver.
Everybody going Denver
Yes.
across the board on
Yeah.
that? I believe I will too.
Davis has got to average 30, 35 for them to beat them, and I don't know whether he can do that.
Jokic is going to have to break his leg.
Yeah.
Real quick, one quick baseball stat. Cal Ripken's streak, that's what I was talking about some of that for, and I skipped over it. Here's how impressive the streak is. Only 40 players in the history of game have actually played that many games total.
Wow.
So only 40 people had a chance to even be there, much less have the streak of that. All right, everybody Nuggets across the board. Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Even for Boston, it's going to be tough.
We'll go this one. I hate the Clippers. But I don't really hate the Clippers.
They
that's just
played
a weird
good this
team
year,
to pull
though.
for. Like, can you pull for Kawhi or Westbrook?
Did y'all know
Why?
Did y'all know that their
playing?
owner is immensely
He
more
remains questionable.
wealthy than any other owner? It ain't
Yeah,
even close.
yeah,
It's like
he's super rich.
it's ridiculous.
I feel so sorry here for these teams. Don't get me wrong. I'm taking Dallas to win. But for the Clippers, I remember how pumped up that guy was when he got Young and Leonard of everything. But Leonard, since he's been at the Clippers, has only played about half of the games that he's come there to play.
Yep.
And I just absolutely all the money that you spent for that guy, and then he's not even playing half of the games.
So you got Luka and Kyrie in this matchup?
Yeah, I'm
there?
taking Dallas.
Tommy?
Dallas.
Chip?
I'm going to agree with that. I don't think Clippers are going to be healthy enough. Dallas.
Zachary?
I want Dallas, but I'm taking the Clippers.
I'm glad you did because I won't go 5 across. Go Dallas. Mavericks in that one.
I want Dallas to win. I like
This
Luka.
is what I didn't want. There's 16 teams in the playoffs. My 2 favorite got to play in the first round that I like to watch, and now I got to say now one of them will be available after.
I would argue this is going to be the most fun series to
Yes,
watch.
absolutely. This would be the best offensive series. I'll put it that way. I don't know if either one of these teams are going to guard anybody,
Yeah.
but scoring wise, this may be the highlight of the first round as far as the best highlights. Is Bill playing? Yes. Is Bill and Booker both healthy and playing?
I think so.
I think
Bill,
so.
well,
I
it
think
looks like
so.
it says this most exciting part of the year for Bill. See on the notes down there.
I was going to pick these 2 teams to be in my Western Conference Finals. Chip, who you got in this matchup?
I think
Young Jordan or old Durant?
I think this is going to be. I think the Suns are going to be like the Celtics when Jordan first got to the playoffs. I think he's going to drop like 60 or like 50 in one of these games, but the Suns are going to pull out the series.
Tommy?
I like the Suns.
I got Minnesota.
Zachary?
Minnesota.
You're the spot.
I'm going to agree with Terry. The young guns, I think, want it more. And I've seen Durant, if his guys don't show up, and he'll get his 25, but if nobody's playing defense, his team will get beat 4 games to 1. So either they're going to go 7, and we'll see. It'll be a shootout for 6 or 7 games, but Minnesota goes up 2-0 at home. I think that
I feel
Good
sorry
basket-
for
that
Phoenix.
Minnesota team is a good basketball team.
these
I
are my
mean-
2
Yes.
favorite teams. I would pay to watch either one of these teams come to Charlotte and watch Anthony Edwards and all those guys and Durant and Booker and Beal. The shooting in this series is going to be fantastic. I don't want them playing each other.
I know. Well, I feel so sorry for him because, I mean, for Durant, what a great shooter, what a great player for the NBA, but without Draymond, he's nothing.
There's no sense in even
I'm sorry.
responding
I'm
to
sorry.
that.
Say that again.
You don't want it.
It's just beyond stupid.
You don't
at this
want it.
point. Don't worry
Chip.
about it.
I'm sorry.
I do got some fun tweets to get to other than Terry's nonsense. The WNBA has lost $10 million a year for 25 straight years.
Now he's leaving.
The current
Well,
Right.
I got something important to do today.
He's got to go.
He's going to learn not to ring up people that was safe by 10 feet.
the WNBA has lost an
Have fun
average
getting your free tires, Terry.
Tom with 144 roster spots. That's $69,000 a year in debt per player. Caitlin Clark is getting paid $80,000 a year,
and they want them to be.
So they're in debt.
And they're fussing. The people are fussing because they're not comparable to NBA players' salaries. Yeah,
People don't understand
capitalism,
anything in this world at all.
If they could just do it, like, I mean, just make it super cheap. You know what I mean? Just make it. How much is a ticket to a game?
I think it was 40 versus.
$2?
They did it.
I
No.
mean, I'm just saying. Just
They were
make it-
showing like some of the average ticket price of what it was. I think it was 40 versus 80.
Do they
What was
play?
that?
That was JP.
I have no idea how he knocked someone over sitting still.
Do they?
It was his light. It was his lightsaber.
Sorry, Tom.
Do they?
It was
do they
his
play,
lightsaber.
They play in the summer, right?
Because he did it with
Yeah.
the force.
So just, I mean, it's hard to. That makes it hard because there's so much other stuff going on in the summer. You know
Mhm.
that I don't know if there's a time of year where you could do it. I wouldn't even be opposed to just having it during the men's season
Well,
and just have a super cheap alternative.
Tom, I'm glad that you said that. Here's my proposal. Okay. Have it before the NBA games.
Like high school.
Yes. You get there early. Think about how much extra money the arenas would make. They would make more money selling hot dogs, having them as an opener, as they would having them as a separate act.
It's
We gotta
not a bad
repay
idea,
everybody, pay
yeah.
the ushers, pay all the food people. You double your salary if you have them come in and play the opener. Hey, come on in earlier. Bring your girls and kids. For the struggling franchises, you could maybe even adjust the schedule. Be like, hey, these guys, Charlotte don't sell out. Let's have a couple extra games roll through Charlotte to help maybe pump some attendance.
You know what? I'm afraid.
But the only problem is they'd have to lower the goals and the little balls and all that other stuff.
Well, you know what I'm. Well, do you know what I'm afraid that they would be? That they would.
They don't lower the
A
goals,
six would
Kevin.
say.
They don't lower the
Oh, go ahead,
goals.
Chip.
It'd
Sorry.
be well, kind of on that same point. The WNBA teams and franchises will have to swallow their pride because the court's going to be labeled with the NBA team logo.
They would never swallow their pride because you can't even get them to. You can't get them to talk about lowering the goal to even dunk it. And like, why would we?
Yeah.
Well, keep losing money then. Whatever. You don't take the suggestion. Here's Eddie House talking about LeBron and the 2011 Heat collapse after LeBron threw all of his teammates under the bus this week and said it was their fault. Zach, hit the button.
Oh, yeah.
Point the fingers.
Let's point it.
We'll point the finger at the fourth quarter collapse every game that we had. Actually, you know what? It was 1-1, game 2. We were up. We collapsed in the fourth quarter. They tied it up. We win game 3. We go up 2-1.
Right.
We didn't win another game. So if we're going to, we're going to play the blame game.
Let's play it.
I wasn't out on the court.
Right. Who was on the court?
The man saying that the other guys wasn't getting
Was
it done.
LeBron on the court in the fourth quarter?
Is that a Craig Carton?
I don't know. You know what? He was, but he was. Hey, he was, but he wasn't.
All right, listen to Eddie House.
I don't know. You know what? He was.
Was LeBron on the court in the fourth quarter?
I don't know. You know what? He was, but he was. Hey, he was, but he wasn't.
So
Wow.
So now you're starting to see some smoke coming from former teammates about some of this stuff. So
Nobody likes the guy. Just
Well,
tell you,
they pretend
nobody,
to, I think.
nobody. Yes, they pretend to like him, but they don't really like him because he's a jerk.
I will say, I will play the devil's advocate here as someone who in the GOAT debate is pro MJ. Right now, a lot of his teammates don't necessarily say glaring accolades about Mr. Jordan either.
Yeah, but it's
About
for
what?
a different reason though.
About
Jordan
what?
wasn't.
Are they saying anything about Jordan's play?
No.
Okay,
No,
wait a
no,
minute. There's a difference.
Or
Yeah,
how
that's
he
They
fair.
can call him a jerk all they want.
Now Jordan was a jerk, but he'd probably say, "Look, man, you suck right now. Let's go."
Honestly,
And,
Jordan
you know,
would be like,
I mean, that,
I'm a jerk, but you got beat 11-2.
yeah,
and honestly,
yeah,
I like
yeah.
Will produce.
Kobe would too.
Will Purdue's quote in The Last Dance was basically like, let's get this straight. He was a jerk. He was mean. He was a bully, but he was doing it to get the best out of you. He gave the best analysis.
Well, if they lose, they're gonna blame him. So y'all better keep it up.
And that's what Jordan said.
Look
He's
at
like,
the
I'm
Lakers'
just holding you to
free
my
throw
standard.
differential since in the last 2 years.
That's insane.
1,000 plus. The next closest is the Knicks at 300.
Look who's in last.
The Golden State Warriors at negative.
because all they do is shoot
646.
threes. They don't have anybody who attacks.
Nobody
the glass.
goes anywhere
Yeah.
near the glass.
Draymond does, right, Terry? Oh, he's not.
Tom, this is Tom. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to have a funeral for your favorite basketball player, Boban. His career is over.
Did he retire?
No, but he should after this. He gets.
Oh.
you Tar Heel fans, that'll give you flashbacks of getting out jumped in a Final Four game.
Did
by
y'all
the
see
center.
Boban missing the free throw?
I've got it somewhere.
Okay.
I was thinking I was going to get to it maybe in a minute. Yeah, here
Boban
it is.
he just can't jump. He's too big to jump.
No, he can't. This week, Tom, the team they were facing, I'll tell you in a second, has a promotion. If a player misses 2 free throws in the fourth quarter, they get free Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Yep.
That's Charlotte does nuggets.
So Boban misses his first one, free throw, and the fans start yelling at him. And here's Boban.
Fans are getting excited here. There might potentially be some free.
I got you. I got you.
Don't worry, y'all.
No, wait a minute.
Be some
There's still
free
4 minutes
chicken
in the game.
on the board
And they're up 8, and he's missing a free throw on purpose.
if he misses the second free throw.
This is for me, you see?
Yeah, so that's why the fans are getting a little frothy.
Oh, they're pointing to you. Boban's playing with the crowd. Say, you want chicken?
Here's your job.
Give him chicken.
He held his hand up.
Like, you think the coach is going to say anything to that dude?
All right, y'all be quiet.
Fans are getting excited.
Pointing to you. Boban's playing with the crowd. Say, you want chicken?
Here's your job.
Oh, he gave him chicken. He's a man of the people. He's a man of the people.
You did that on purpose?
He did. He gave out free chicken.
Fans are getting excited here.
What a call. At least they got the call, you know?
Who's more excited, the announcer or the people with the chicken?
He's a man of the people.
God's chicken.
Now, guys, Tom, they missed the over-under by 1 point.
Wow.
Yeah, he's going to come up missing this week.
I swear. People lost money, gamblers lost money, and Chick-fil-A lost money because of him doing that right there. Because of Boban.
He's getting called into the
He's
office.
a man of the people. Yeah, you can't do that, sir. You
Please don't do that. You know how many emails we had this week?
Boban. Tom, I think you need a Boban jersey.
I do.
100% need a Boban.
That is the largest man I've
Get
ever
him a
seen in my
life size
life.
one where it actually goes down to his ankles.
4 years ago, I went down to I was courtside. Back when we used to do that. I used to go down there about 2 or 3
That's that
times.
long ago. God.
Yeah. You know, it's been a while. So
Don't
I
had
went
that
down
strange employee.
there. I went down there, and I was standing on there, and I remember the ball came over to me because they were warming up, and Boban put his hands up. I was like, I don't want him coming over here. So I gave him back the ball. I was like, I don't even want to be photographed near that man. I look like a midget. I was like, I don't want no. That's the reason why I don't stand next to tall girls or anything like that. I don't want anything that kind of demeans me or whatever. I was like, standing next to a 7'6" guy. I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Did I share this story? Is going back to the Masters real quick, and you reminded me.
Yeah.
2 years, it was 2021. It was the year we were still kind of coming out of the pandemic. We had limited patrons at Augusta. So I'm on my tee box, and there's this big, tall, muscular woman with her back to me. And people just gravitated, beautiful, flowing blonde hair, back behind my tee box. People just gravitating towards. Like, who is this lady? And she hadn't turned around. Again, just like very built arms, built calves, beautiful, flowing blonde hair, and people just keep
Dennis
walking
Rodman?
around her. Who is
Sounds
this?
like Dennis Rodman.
Who is this? She turns around. It was Trevor Lawrence.
Braveheart. Braveheart.
He's got some pretty legs, Tom.
Yeah. I guess I'm a little uncomfortable sitting in this room now.
One of the guys on my tee box looked at me and was like, he does have prettier hair than his girlfriend does.
I tell you what, I have all the reason to hate Trevor Lawrence because he went to Clemson.
You don't.
But it's just Kevin hates this man because of his
I
hair.
don't hate him.
Kevin.
He just ain't going to win a Super Bowl.
I just wouldn't pick him number one.
Now, if he was my
and
son,
I wouldn't make him the number one pick if he had long blonde hair. That's
if
all my only
If
point.
he was my son, I'd make him cut his hair. But that's just.
It's like Samson, though. Is he going to be as effective?
There are so many guys. It's like I feel sorry for girls nowadays because so many guys look like girls. Seriously,
Chase
I
Elliott.
mean, it's just like, be a man, dude. But anyway,
Chase Elliott wins at Texas. They're at Talladega this week. Terry's going to be excited.
Can I make Terry's pick for him?
Probably Ross Chastain.
Kyle-
think
Kyle-
he's
Kyle-
I don't
I mean,
care
he's
what-
a super fan.
I don't care what he says. He's a secret Chastain fan. He gets in here and complains about him and fusses and whines and he does this. And that's all he does. Tom, ain't that what someone's they got a crush on somebody? They talk about him a lot.
Like-
So I think he's got a secret Ross Chastain crush. He loves watermelon. I know he does.
He might have Ross
He's
Chastain.
number one.
You have a
He might have
what?
he might have a Ross
That's a very
Chastain tattoo somewhere.
He does
That's
on
right.
his own.
That's a very insightful
Get his on his
hypothesis.
forehead.
That's a very insightful hypothesis.
Well, they're at Talladega this weekend. All that stuff will be will be today. Qualifying is at 10:30, so that's coming up next for you folks that want to check that out on MRN. General Tire 200 ARCA Series is today at 12:30. Xfinity Series is at 4 o'clock, and then Talladega is tomorrow's race. 3 o'clock somewhere in that time area. So hard, you can't really pick a Talladega winner. Really, it's kind of who's going to survive.
Kyle
this
Busch.
week. And
You can pick a winner.
You can pick a winner.
Ross
Kyle Busch,
Chastain.
Kyle Busch. Really, 1, 2. One of them. Listen, Kyle Busch might be his number one in his on his list, but I think Ross is number one in his heart.
It is.
It is.
Terry just texted me. We've got he picked the Dallas Cowboys to win at
To win
Talladega.
at Talladega this weekend.
Yeah.
Guys, any other final comments, thoughts, or anything? I did have maybe one or two here.
I was just going to
before we
say
go.
congratulations to Burns. Beat East Gaston twice this week. They moved to 20-0 on the year. Great job, Coach Lanhart and your staff, and the kids playing well.
Speaking of ridiculous things people say,
Like, I'm the best basketball player ever. And I get upset that my name's not mentioned in the GOAT, but here, I'm the best ever. And that's how you're supposed to think. And that's what makes you great.
Who would Shaq be if he had your work ethic? He'd be the greatest of all time. If Shaq had your work ethic, he'd be the greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time by
Sure. I wish he was in it, John. I would have had 12 rings.
Kobe said he had 12 rings, and Andre's like, he is the best. And I was like, and then everybody used that word. He's the most dominant. I said, all right, explain the words most dominant. And I'm gonna do a chart this week because he got swept by Ostertag. He got beat 3 times by Ben Wallace, who's 6'9". Luke Longley beat him. Name every big white guy that ever played center against him. Beat him in the playoffs. They all beat him. He lost to every single one of them. I mean, think about Utah. You Stockton Malone. Well, neither one of them's guarding Shaq. It was Greg Ostertag. So Shaq's a little, and then the free throw thing, Zach.
Yeah.
You can't say I'm the greatest basketball player ever and can't beat a 12-year-old at a free throw contest. It's just, I'm sorry. You can't. Yao Ming showed you could shoot free throws. Once I saw Yao Ming shoot it, Shaq has no excuses. Yao shot like 77% or something like that. It's ridiculous. So tough around the basket, maybe, but you got to be able to shoot a free throw. At least Wilt shot underhanded when he couldn't shoot. Figure it out. Just think about it. I think Shaq had missed like 10,000 free throws.
Good gracious.
Like he would have been like second or third all-time leading scorer, or might have been past Kareem. I think it was if he had hit like even like 10% more better of how many free throws.
Has he missed more free throws than Steph Curry's made?
That's a very good question there, Chip.
Just
you know what I mean?
Just throwing it out
I
there.
don't know, but Shaq's missed a lot. But yeah, he's silly on this stuff. All right, anything else, guys? Before we wrap it up, any other Masters comments, finals, anything else, Zach? Playoffs, anything we missed? Tom?
Playoffs.
All right,
See you next week.
We'll
Hopefully.
see you guys next week.
Yep.
We'll be talking Celtics and it'll be another week before we get Celtics and Cavs. It'll be 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Two weeks away.
That'll be fun.
All right, guys. See you next week. ABC Broadcast.